Hi everyone, this is Francisco, and I am just honestly recording this video because I perform a Google search asking how long does it take for a banana peel to dry out. Something along those lines, right? Anyways, it was like 4 through 5 days. A few days it dries out. But then I looked at the images and I started looking at the uses for orange, um, for bananas and banana peels. And some people, what they do is they discard their banana peels into a container. They allow it to pile up, and eventually it's going to dry out. And then if you crush it, it turns into a powder. People are using it for their gardens. It's basically like poop, but it's a cleaner form of poop. And not just that, but the powder is like what the plant extracted from the soil. So technically, if that is reintroduced into the plant, it will help the plant out to grow healthier, because that's exactly what it needs to grow. But anyway, I was thinking about different elements like that and creating a bug trap, not to kill them. So keep that in mind, but to evaluate what type of bugs, what type of insects are drawn to different types of elements, just out of curiosity, for documenting that information if it hasn't already been done. So I'm talking about raw elements and creating some form of a bug trap where they can go into, but keeping them alive. So that means providing water, providing, you know, whatever we can to keep them alive. But at the same time, monitoring that area, and then so we can document it for future research, especially like like NASA, right? There's different elements in different planets. So if we know, okay, this type of element, it attracts these type of bugs, these type of insects, then possibly the likelihood of those type of bugs being around, it could be a or maybe like a different type of species of the same type of insect or bug that we have here on Earth, because it's all dependent on a bunch of other factors, right? But not limited to our own here on Earth. So in actuality, there could potentially be other species that could live within that type of environment, that doesn't mean that we can as humans. I'm saying those type of bugs could be there, right? You know, bacteria or whatever. It's just like I was watching this. I'm changing the subject. I was watching this documentary, and I guess even in hot places, hot places, there's bacteria that lives in that type of environment. The same is true for, I think, cold, but I'm not sure. Um, I know there's cold water where there's bacteria and stuff like that. But anyway, um, but in simplest terms, is basically, oh, let's try adding a cup of potassium, a cup of vitamin C, a cup of, you know, this other element, this cup, and a cup of iron, a cup of this, a cup of that, and then putting a camera right over it to see what type of little flying bugs and insects are drawn to these elements, because maybe they want to harvest them to take back to their nest. Oh, and also I was thinking about like another test. I wanted to perform a different test, and I was thinking about honey. No, I was thinking about, yeah, well, the bees, honeybees, but I was thinking about feeding them, or providing them, actually, not feeding them, providing them with sugar cane, sugar, so they can convert it into honey if it's possible. But anyway, providing a bunch of sugar cane, you know, a sweetener or something, syrup or whatever, so we can evaluate how fast and how big they will actually build a bee nest, a wasp nest, no, yeah, bee nest, a nest. And then not just that, but also evaluating what else they build thereafter, you know? So basically, they will be confined within, like, let's say, a room. So everything will be provided for them. Basically, this type of test, these bees will be locked up. And we, humans, scientists, whatever, we will provide them with everything. Just so they could hurry up and build their nest, and then so we could evaluate what else they do. Like, what else will they build? And how crazy will they go? I mean, how massive will this nest be? And then, so we could examine its, you know, I don't know if the proper word is ingenuity, but especially its, you know, engineering capabilities of the bees and stuff like that, so we could learn more about what they're really trying to do, besides, because out in nature they're trying to survive. There's wasps, there's other insects, there's birds. I mean, they're getting attacked. They have to worry about other things. They're distracted, in other words. So this is not so we can extract honey, you know, because some people, they want to invest in bees, they want to buy bees in order for the bees to go and work and bring the nectar and convert that into honey. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about providing them with everything so they can build their nest, and so we can evaluate how big they'll build it, and will they build it differently. And then what if we did that with other types of flying insects, birds, whatever, and if we notice no difference than out in nature or whatever, then we could just release them. It's that simple. No harm, no foul, right? It's just research and development. That's all it is, research and development. And I think it would be a cool experiment to do. I mean, a big, massive room with swarms of bees. And they're all just, they're provided with everything. And we're just watching them like in a time lapse video, creating this massive nest. And who knows what else after that. But of course, we're going to be limiting them to a degree. But we can always introduce newer elements within their confinement or confinements, assuming we have more than one test going on at the same time. So we can just see, how they behave and the way they react to these different elements, if at all. I was actually tripping out about us, the human race. Like, are we in this container that they call Earth? And are we being exposed to different elements? So we're all exposed to the same elements here on Earth. We all think the same. We're all being programmed the same. We all want the house. We all want to, everything you can think of. Like, we all want to feel good. Like, I'm a guy, I want to bust a nut. You're a fucking woman, you want to have an orgasm, whatever. We all just want to feel good about ourselves, but we're all pursuing that. We're all trying to strive at doing that. And at the end of the day, we have a bunch of humans programmed the same, trying to aspire towards the same shit. And at the same time, we're exposed to the same elements. But what if there's other worlds with different elements, just so a higher, more, smarter, intelligent creatures or whatever, people, or, like, what if we're like the bugs, like the bees, and there's smarter people out there, more intelligent life, there you go, more intelligent life than ourselves, and they're doing that to us. Oh, let's see what these humans do with this, or that, or that. Maybe I'm wrong, obviously I probably am, most likely. But, that would be a trip, right? Anyways, but I'm not going to allow that to, like, take over my mind and, like, start telling people about this stuff, where people are looking at me like, what is this guy talking about? Why the fuck would I do that? It's just like if I got a thought that said, you know what, tell this person. I said, no, no, no. You got a thought in your mind to tell someone, fuck you, but that doesn't mean you necessarily have to say that. You could just think it, right? And we all think alike. So, anyways, yeah, like I was even thinking about red peppers. Imagine what type of bugs will be attracted to red peppers. Like, red peppers are hot. What type of bugs will be attracted to it? And if you know the answer to that, write it in the comment section. Or I could just Google it myself, right? Like I said, some people probably already experimented with this and played around with all this type of stuff, these concepts, especially scientists and all that. But I would just I was just thinking about that, and I thought it would be pretty cool to do that. Like even catching, even creating our own fly traps, but instead of the bait for the fly trap, putting that type of element in there. But I was thinking, well, we don't want to kill them. We just want to see what type of insects or bugs go in there, just so we can monitor it. But I guess you can. But that's why I said it would be better like a bigger environment where the bugs can go in there, and then they'll have a water supply, and then they'll be able to get, they'll be able to go out. So it'll be more like an open, experiment. And if you want to experiment further, then you could take it different, added, to a different level. That's up to you. Um, but yeah, anyway, I'm done with this video.